Guys, Rich Daly from DynoPort. You forced me into a clutch video. I get so many phone calls, and unfortunately with all the hype out there, people just don't think. So the 850 Skidoo, there's $500 clutch kits out there. Most of the guys are using the same ramps. You're not going to go any faster. If you dial your Skidoo clickers for the proper RPM, you'll get as good a mile per hour. Clutch kit can give you a little better response. That's it. So let's get into basics. I think what happened is the Skidoo production engine had a little less power than the Skidoo prototype, less power than the production, so their clutching was off a little. To get your Skidoo at the right RPMs, you had to click down one. What that did was make it a little lazy in the mid-range. So what we've done on a clutch kit, and I've worked very close with Vince D'Arigo, he's a top asphalt tuner, one of the fastest guys with a Pro Stock. We went 1 degree less or more on the helix, which gives you 100 RPMs less on the top end. That way you could leave your clicker. The steeper helix brought your RPMs down. Then we went out and tested the 970 Skidoo ramps, and keep in mind Skidoo engineers have made parts to make these clutches work in different conditions. The 970 ramps gave us better mid-range. Then, since a studded sled needs just a touch higher engagement, we went with a Skidoo spring 20 pounds higher on the engagement. So basically we're using 20 pounds higher engagement primary. We're using the 970 ramps with 15.2 weights. We did try the 16.4s, they were a little bit logy. We're using the same start helix as Skidoo, 45, and we're using 1 degree more on the finish, which keeps the RPMs down. Great feedback from everybody. And again, stock secondary spring. The reason being, if you run a tighter secondary spring, as your belt comes off the secondary, it tends to come down and snake back. That takes horsepower. When I set the record at 160.50 with a 280 horse Mach Z triple, I used my 09 XP 153 horse engine stock secondary spring. It's all in your combination, guys. The other thing I wanted to get into for you guys with other clutches, the beauty of the Skidoo clutch is the clicker. Dalton Industries has adjustable weights for Polaris and Cats. They just use a set screw. Thunder Products has pretty much the same setup with a little more adjustability. You can use 2 bolts in different spots here. And back to what actually goes on. A good friend of mine, Jonathan McGee, had a Cudney clutch kit. Spent quite a bit of time trying to get it to go faster than stock. I finally had to put everything back to stock. The problem was, one of the biggest problems was the engagement was too high. So the sled was spinning. We come in, I race a lot through SHCRA. We always come in at basically stock RPMs. If we're studded, we'll come in 200 RPMs higher. What happens if you come in too high, you spin, you don't accelerate quite as quick, and then a lot of times when you spin so hard, you upshift and it bogs. So you want to come in, instantly go almost to peak RPMs, and depending on whether you're going 500 feet or 3 miles, your RPMs will gain 100 to 300. I had 2 calls today. One guy had an Axis. He was told to turn 8200. He found out testing in 660 he was running quicker at 7750 to 7850. He's correct. So the best way, guys, before you buy a clutch kit, before you do anything, take your sled out in the field, line up with your buddy, watch your tack, watch your mile per hour, set out a course, however far you're going to race, then adjust your clutch to get maximum mile per hour. And then figure out what you need, call a clutching expert, and fine-tune it.